Hi, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about your Declaration of Independence DBQ. And one of the first tasks now that we have explored the document, done the background essay, is bucketing, which is kind of our planning purposes for the DBQ assignment. So in your packet, please go to this page that says Understanding the Question and Pre-Bucketing. In order to effectively plan for your DBQ, you need to know which question you are answering. So, what is the analytical question asked by this DBQ? And on the front cover, and what we have talked about for the past few days, states that we are identifying which ideal is most important in the Declaration of Independence. So you would write, which ideal is most important in the Declaration of Independence. Okay, this will help you focus your attention to what you are answering in the documents. Now, in order to answer this question, you need to think about what terms in the question must be identified. One of the first ones is ideal. An ideal means principle or idea even. And we've talked about that a few times. And another thing that we would need to be aware of is the Declaration of Independence. But since we have already explored that, we can just note that that is something that in order to effectively answer this question, we would need to first know which document we are talking about here. And so then we're going to think about how we would rewrite the question in our own words, because this will help our understanding of how to effectively answer the question. So you might write something is, what idea is most important in the Declaration of Independence? So hopefully that, again, helps solidify what it is that we are answering here. Now, we've talked about this a few times before, and we've actually, in the background essay, identified the 4 ideals that you'll be choosing from. And this is where it comes to your buckets. Now, normally, bucketing is used to organize your ideas, and then from your ideas, then you would go into your research of the documents, which will be in the second video. This is a little kind of confusing because we're actually just identifying, since there are only 4 documents we're doing for the DBQ and 4 principles, we're just labeling our 4 buckets. So like we have talked before, the 4 of the ideas of which ideal is most important, we have actually identified the 4 that you are going to choose one from. And those ideals are equality, that idea that all men are created equal, which is mentioned in and reiterated throughout the Declaration of Independence. Unalienable rights. I before E. Okay, and I'm just putting that to be a little bit simpler than to write life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but you can write whichever one you wish. The next is the idea of consent of the governed. And then the final one is the idea of abolishing government, altering or abolishing government. So we are at this point not making our choice. We're just identifying what are our choices for our potential answers, again, to the focus question. This is all about focusing our task where we're headed with the DBQ. Kind of think of it as a roadmap. If we are trying to go to, Busch Gardens, we need to know the roads to get there, but we also need to know what is our final destination and where is it that we're headed. So we are going to start looking at some documents in a few minutes. And the idea is that you want to identify the document and which principle it connects to. Because this, again, will help you when you go back to making your decision. At this point, you are not making a choice for anything at all. And this is actually done very simply for you. And I'm going to, hopefully this doesn't look confusing when I scroll down. But the documents on the next page are actually labeled document A, document B, document C, and document D. There are only 4 documents to this DBQ. And in the first part here, we'll tell you which one it goes to. You can definitely tell which ideal it connects to. So let's look at the first one, for example. If we look at document A, it says we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. We can identify that probably document A is going to connect to equality. And so you'd go back to the bucket and you'd write document so that when you do ultimately make your decision of which ideal you feel is most important, it'll be easy for you to identify which document you are going to need to reference in your DBQ. Now, I will just kind of go through. So I'd like you to pause the video for a second, and I'd like you to look at the next documents and see where they go. What you would find, and your answer should be, that Doc B is going to talk about the inalienable rights, Doc C is going to be about consent to the governed, and Doc D is about altering and abolishing the government. So this is all of your work before looking at the documents. Again, hope this solidified that the topic of your DBQ is which ideal is most important, and you now know that you are going to be looking for facts whether you think equality, unalienable rights, consent to the governed, or abolishing and altering your government is most important. The next video will talk about how to annotate properly a DBQ document. Thank you.